Chapter 21. Tackling the Heavenly Hands. As the sensational auction came to an end, the residents of the city were still caught up in the atmosphere of speculating about the identity of the mysterious VIP number 7, adding it to the after-dinner tea. Afterwards, the city lord Zhong Zhenan and Lin Beishan, Li Tianfang all sent people around to inquire about the identity of that mysterious VIP, but unfortunately, they were doomed to disappointment. That VIP seemed to have disappeared out of thin air, if he had disappeared. Even some of the people who worked in the Qianji auction house did not know about it. As for Kang Qian, who was the VIP, after leaving the Jinji auction house, he returned to the Wang family and waited for the Dan Emperor to refine the returning Yuan Dan. Wang family, listening to rain. A teenager waited anxiously outside the house, and from time to time, a strange ringing sound came from within the house, tugging at the teenager's mind. This was Kang Qian. After returning from the Qianji auction house, Emperor Dan began refining the return to origin Dan. In the cultivation world, refining pills was a time-consuming and labor-intensive job. It was not something that could be made in a short period of time. Some alchemists could only make a furnace of pills in even 3 to 5 months. However, the good thing was that Emperor Dan was a top alchemist and had the certainty that he would be able to refine the Yuan Dan before Kang Qian's bar mitzvah to help him break through to the 4th level of the foundation establishment stage. Time passed day by day. Kang Qian stayed in the courtyard, waiting for Emperor Dan to refine the pills while preventing others from disturbing him. Luckily, after he had taken Wang San to establish his authority last time, no one in the Wang family dared to offend him anymore. Kang Qian knew that those people were waiting for his bar mitzvah. As long as the bar mitzvah was over and he was kicked out of the family, those people's hateful faces would be completely revealed. Unfortunately, they were not destined to have this opportunity. Kang Qian's eyes revealed an intimidating essence. 9 years of shame. It was time to wash away. Boom! A clanking sound came, causing Kang Qian to take a startled jump. Did it work? Kang Qian's gaze was slightly surprised as he looked towards his house, and quickly ran over, pushing open the door with one hand. Inside the house, a golden pill was revealed within a half-man-sized Dan cauldron, constantly emitting a fragrance, causing the entire house to become immortal as well. The Dan Emperor at the side looked a little tired as he shook his head and said, "Not having a physical body is troublesome. Refining this small return to origin pill took so much effort. But fortunately, this time there was a bumper harvest. A total of 500 return to origin pills were refined, enough for you to cultivate for the rest of your life." Tough on Elder Dan. Kang Qian excitedly picked up a return to origin pill and sized it up. The pill was crystal clear. The surface exuded a circle of golden halo. From a distance, it looked like a piece of gold. Kang Qian was even able to clearly feel the fluctuation of aura filled within this return to origin pill. It was very thick. Eating one of them down, it was estimated to be as much as what he had gained from 10 days of cultivation. This meant that with the returning Yuan Dan, his cultivation speed was about to increase by as much as 10 times, which would completely allow him to increase his strength even more before the bar mitzvah. Casually taking some of the returning Yuan Dan, Kang Qian placed the rest of the returning Yuan Dan in the inverse heavenly cauldron and collected them together into his danshan. Anyway, the inverse heavenly cauldron had its own space within it, which was the best for storing the returning Yuan Dan. The Dan Emperor seemed to have used up too much energy this time, and after explaining that Kang Qian could only take 1 Yuan returning Dan a day, he returned to the reverse heavenly cauldron to recuperate. Inside the house, after Kang Qian had cleaned up a bit, he began to meditate, preparing to take the return to origin pill. This time, Emperor Dan had taken more than 10 days to refine the return to origin pill, and at this moment, there were only 20 days left before his bar mitzvah. So he had to seize the time now and try to raise his strength by 1 more point. Swallowing the soybean-sized return to origin pill, Kang Chuan instantly felt a hot stream gushing down his throat mumble, and that huge spiritual energy rushed towards his dantian, a monstrous wave curling up in the ocean. What a powerful elixir! Kang Chuan was shocked in his heart as he hurriedly tightened his mind and began to refine that huge energy brought by the restoration pill. Along with the transformation of this huge energy, a stream of pure true qi surged out from within Kang Chuan's dantian, which then combined with his own true qi, turning into an even bigger torrent that rushed towards his limbs and veins. As this torrent rushed, all the blockages in Kang Chuan's meridians were cleared out, causing his entire body to be instantly relieved. This is the time Kang Chuan didn't enjoy the exhilarating feeling brought about by the powerful true qi. He wanted to take advantage of the strong power brought about by this returning yuan pill to start impacting the barrier of the fourth level of the foundation establishment stage. He had been stuck at the third level of the foundation establishment stage for many days, and at this moment, with the help of the return to origin pill, he had a much stronger base for impacting the fourth level of the foundation establishment stage. Boom! As if a roar resounded in his mind, Kang Chuan felt that the divide in the underworld had been broken through by his powerful true qi, and he felt as if he had stepped into another realm. At this moment, the fourth level of the foundation establishment stage. As Kang Chuan stepped into the fourth level of the foundation establishment stage, a majestic spiritual qi from the outside world rushed into the hearing range one and continuously converged towards him, as if a river had merged into the ocean. After this spiritual qi was refined by Kang Chuan, it caused the true qi in his body to instantly grow by as much as 10 times. When he finished running his energy, Kang Chuan opened his eyes, and a purple-colored essence flashed out. The huge amount of true qi in his body inspired out, causing his clothes to hunt. What a powerful strength! It's more than 10 times more powerful than the third level of the foundation establishment stage. Now even Wang Fei of the 6th level of the foundation establishment stage isn't my opponent. I'll see who dares to say I'll waste this time. Kang Chuan was excited in his heart. The huge power in his body gave him a lot of confidence in his heart. Moreover, with the breakthrough in his cultivation, Kang Chuan felt that his physical body had also become stronger and stronger, as if a lot of energy had been absorbed by his physical body. Otherwise his cultivation would have grown even more. There are still more than 20 days before the bar mitzvah. I have plenty of time to cultivate. I might be able to break through to the 5th level of the foundation establishment stage by then. Kang Chuan thought. Just after the breakthrough, Kang Chuan did not cultivate again. After all, cultivation could not be rushed. He went to the courtyard and played Mighty Tiger Fist for half a day, venting the powerful strength within his body. Fierce Tiger Rushing, Tiger Whizzing Mountain Forest, Tiger King Cannon. Kang Chuan's feet flew, and as he swung his fists, he struck out a terrifying wave of true qi that shook the courtyard. As his cultivation increased, his fierce Tiger Fist was even more powerful, especially that move Tiger King Cannon that struck out, simply destroying everything. My current power is so strong. I wonder how it compares to a Jidan stage expert. Kang Chuan stopped, and in his heart, he couldn't help but think of the Wind Edge Master and City Lord Yong Zhenan that he had met at the Jinji auction house. Just how powerful the Jidan stage was Kang Chuan didn't know, but he did know that in this heavy iron city, not a single person dared to offend City Lord Yong Zhenan's majesty, thus showing the power of the Jidan stage. Hehe, Jidan stage powerhouses are able to fly with their swords. He can attack me in the sky, but I can only be a target. No wonder it is said that under the Jidan stage are said to be mole crickets, completely incomparable. Kang Chuan shook his head and laughed bitterly, cursing himself for being an idiot. How could he compare himself with a Jidan stage powerhouse now? It would be great if there were moves to deal with airborne enemies. Kang Chuan suddenly thought. The air is always a taboo for mortals. But Jidan stage cultivators can break this taboo. They can fly with their swords, soaring between heaven and earth, mountains and rivers, so free. Kid, this is not easy. The move above the reverse heavenly cauldron, the heaven escaping hand, is not a divine ability to deal with enemies in the air. Although old me has not cultivated it, I think that a divine ability that can be recorded in the reverse heavenly cauldron is definitely not simple. Emperor Dan's voice suddenly came out. Heaven escaping hand. Kang Chon's eyes lit up as he heard this, and a mysterious character flashed in his mind. These were all the words recorded above the heaven countering cauldron. Perhaps it's time to cultivate this divine ability. Boom. At the waterfall at the back of the royal mansion, a burst of intense collision sounds came from the waterfall, as if a thunderbolt had exploded, which was exceptionally striking in the middle of this silent jungle, only to see that above the huge boulder in front of the waterfall, two figures were constantly and rapidly crossing paths, erupting in a burst of fierce and deafening sounds. Hey, kid, show some real skill. Is this a monkey show? Put 100 hearts. With your current bit of skill, you can't hurt this little hairy monkey. On a huge boulder, Emperor Dan muttered in dissatisfaction as he looked at the two figures constantly colliding in mid-air, his mouth still chewing on the fish he had just barbecued. The two figures fighting in mid-air were clearly Kang Chon and the little golden monkey. At this time, it had been more than 20 days since Kang Chon had broken through the 4th level of the Foundation Establishment stage, and tomorrow would be his most important day, the Bar Mitzvah. In order to test his cultivation, Kang Tion came to the back of the mountain to spar with the little golden monkey. These 20 days of cultivation, Kang Tion could be said to have made rapid progress. His cultivation had already reached the peak of the 4th level of the Foundation Establishment stage, and at any time he might break through to the 5th level of the Foundation Establishment stage. The little golden monkey opposite him was also not simple. As the offspring of the Vajra divine monkey, the little golden was exceptionally talented. His cultivation grew rapidly. Plus later on, Kang Chon shared the return to Origin Dan with it. It was even more like a tiger adding wings to its wings. By now, Kang Chon did not know how strong Little Gold's true strength was. However, fighting until now, Kang Chon also found that Little Gold was very relaxed, but instead tired himself out, and in his heart, he knew that he had underestimated Little Gold, and immediately wasn't prepared to keep his hand. Xiao Jin, be careful, I'm coming for real. Watch my fierce tiger descend the mountain. Accompanied by a staggering pass, Kang Chon's feet stomped violently on top of the boulder. His body was suddenly like a cannonball. Rushing up to the sky, he swung out both his fists in midair. His powerful true chi trembled fiercely, just like a ferocious tiger, pouncing towards the little golden monkey with an astonishing aura. The biggest difference between the Foundation Establishment stage and the Chi practicing stage was that Foundation Establishment stage cultivators could release their true chi externally, utilizing their indestructible true chi to kill and injure their enemies. Kang Chon's move, Fierce Tiger Downhill, was a very powerful move in the Fierce Tiger Fist, second only to the Tiger King Cannon he had created. Obviously, Kang Chon was ready to get real. Squeak, and the opposite, the small golden monkey, is not panicked at all. It rushed to Kang Chon, squeaked. Seems to say don't worry. Alright, watch the move. Kang Chon saw the situation, shouted. Quickly pounced down. After a period of time together, he and the small golden monkey more and more tacit understanding. For the small gold, every action know what it means. In the face of Kang Chon's fierce tiger descending from the mountain, the little golden monkey is the backward hair on the top. One of its bouncing is faster than Kang Chon's speed, just like a sharp sword. Towards Kang Chon blasted to crash. In midair, it was as if the cannonballs crashed into each other, emitting a thunderous sound. What a powerful force, Kang Chon, who was in the middle of the collision, was shocked to find a huge force coming from Xiaojin's fist, directly sending him flying out. Teng. Instead, Little Gold borrowed the force of that recoil and stomped his legs on top of the boulder below, his body once again leaping high up and pouncing towards Kangchon. At this moment, Kangchon was being pushed backwards by the force just now and was already close to the waterfall behind him. If he was hit by Little Gold, I'm afraid that he would directly fall down into the spring below the waterfall and become a drowned chicken. Z, the little golden monkey in midair squeaked, a cunning gaze flickering in both eyes. It was obvious that it did it on purpose. Ha ha. The Dan Emperor on the side burst into laughter. Damn it. How could Kangchon that see the gloating in the little golden monkey's eyes? He was instantly furious, he said angrily. Little hairy monkey, dare to play dirty with your big brother. See how I'm going to clean you up. Heaven escaping hand.